Both sides of the story, highlighting the positive role of the Jamaican diaspora. Both sides of the story.
Story. Both sides of the story. Time now for Both Sides of the story of Jamaicans at home and Jamaicans abroad on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Stay with us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story by calling our local numbers 876-922-41125. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Power 106 FM app via the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, as well as on onespotmedia.com. Plus, listeners in the USA can dial 631-359-8281 to listen. And if you're in the UK and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, you can call 0330-606-0953. You can watch both sides of the story live on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Both Sides 106. Email bothsides106@live.com. Send your WhatsApp voice notes, audio messages, and text messages to 876-365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Yes, both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
It's too rude. Hey! Oh, what a rat race! Oh, what a rat race! Oh, what a rat race! This is the rat race. Rat race, rat race. A summer love summer, a summer boss summer, a summer jack setter. Oh, what a rat race. Yeah. Rat race. A summer goes on, a summer hula donna, a summer guinea donna. In this year rat race, yeah. Rat race. I'm singing that when the cat's away, the mice will play. Political violence, curiosity, yeah. Don't involve Rasta in your success. Rasta don't go no CIA. Rat race, rat race, rat race, rat race. I'm saying, when you think it's peace and safety, a sudden destruction, collective security for surety, yeah. Don't forget your history. Know your destiny in the abundance of water. The food is thirsty. Rat race, rat race, rat race, rat race. Oh, it's a disgrace. You see the human race living a rat race, rat race. You got a horse race, you got a dog race, you got a human race, but this is a rat race. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered, yet we have this consolation with us that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. What we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. It is dearness only that gives everything its value. Heaven knows how to put a proper price upon its goods, and it would be strange indeed if so celestial an article as freedom should not be highly rated. You're too rude. Oh, what a rat race. Oh, what a rat race. Oh, what a rat race. This is the rat race. Rat race. Rat race. A summer law, a summer boss, a summer jack city. Oh, what a rat race. Yeah. Rat race. A summer boss, a summer hooligan, a summer guinea in this year rat race. Yeah. Rat race. I'm singing that when the cat's away, the mice will play political violence, curiosity. Yeah, don't tell my Rasta in your say, Rasta don't work for no CIA. Rat race, rat race, rat race, rat race. I'm saying, when you think it's peace and safety, a sudden destruction, collective security, for surety, yeah. Don't forget your history, know your destiny, in the abundance of water, the food is thirsty, rat race, rat race. Rat race, rat race, oh, it's a disgrace. You see the human race living a rat race, rat race. We got a horse race, we got a dog race, we got a human race, but this is a rat race. It's still the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration,
the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 16th day already of the first month of 2024. It's Prohibition Remembrance Day in the USA, where they're also observing Religious Freedom Day. It's Martyrs Day in Benin, and the Winter Festival is on in Russia. Hoy es martes, el 16 de enero 2024, y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
Know your destiny in the abundance of water. The food is thirsty, rat race.
C'est mardi le 16 janvier 2024 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutent où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
Oh, what a rat race. This is the rat race. Rat race, rat race. A summer love summer, a summer boss summer, a summer jack summer. Oh, what a rat race.
All you're saying is it's Tuesday, the 16th of January, 2024, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
I'm saying, when you think it's peace and safety, a sudden destruction, collective security, for surety, yeah.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
The following are the nominees for the R.J. Arglina Sports Foundation Sportswoman of the Year 2023. Rochelle Clayton, Diamond League Final and World Championships bronze medalist in the 400-meter hurdles. Janil Fowler, the top goal scorer and highest percentage shooter at the Netball World Cup in South Africa. Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price, the bronze medalist in the 100 meters at the World Championships and the silver medalist in the 4x100 meters relay. Shamika Jackson, the gold medalist in the 200 meters with the second fastest time in history at the World Championships, silver medalist in both the 100 meters and the sprint relay at that event, and a double winner for the 100 and 200 meters at the Diamond League final. Daniel Williams, who ran the second fastest time by a Jamaican in the 100-meter hurdles and copped the gold medal at the World Championships in Budapest. Tune in to TVJ, TVJSN, and One Spot Media on Friday, January 19 at 8:30 p.m. and discover the winner. Brought to you by VM Group, J Red Nephew Limited, Wisynco Group, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Main Event Entertainment Group, FYI Consultancy, and the RJR Gino Communications Group. Yeah. Summer gonna, summer hooligan, summer getting done in this year rat race. Rat race. I'm singing that when the cat's away, the mice will play. Political violence, curiosity, yeah. Don't involve Rasta in your say. Rasta don't work for no CIA. Rat race, rat race, rat race.
Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. We're looking forward to your usual calls, 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. We welcome those of you who have been with us for some time now, just as well as we welcome those who are joining us for the first time. It's always a pleasure to have you on board both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Faye Weller is greeting us. Good afternoon, Faye Weller. Thanks for watching and listening. All the very best. As we continue to take your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. We are seeing quite a few messages, but not all related to current matters of discussion or interest here in Jamaica. Here is one. Good day. The zones of special operations and curfews have dispersed the criminals to St. Elizabeth and other peaceful communities. I guess that's how Jamaica cracked down on criminals. They send them to peaceful areas instead of coming up with concrete measures like education, trade, and jobs for the unattached youths. When you do not get to the root of the problems, it goes underground or moves to other areas. It does not go away, says this listener. Thank you very much for your message, for sharing your thoughts on these matters here on both sides of the story. Power 106 FM. And let's see who else is messaging us. Kevin Galloway, good afternoon to you. Franklin McDonald in Guelph, Canada, sent us, when was this, last night or yesterday? Looks like yesterday. It's quite a bit. This is the real photo of Jamaica's national hero, Paul Bogle, is one of the links that has been shared. And another one about how measles causes the body to forget past infections by other microbes. Britain's slave owner compensation, loan reparations, and tax haven or havenery. That's what we're seeing here. Dervan, I just sent you the link to Hewitt Bernard, who is listed as one of the fathers of the Canadian Confederation. He was the brother of Susan Agnes MacDonald, and he introduced his sister to his law partner, John MacDonald. After the death of John MacDonald's first wife, he married Susan Agnes. He's listed as one of the Canadian Fathers of Confederation, as he played a critical role in the negotiations which established the country of Canada as of dominion in the British Empire. You may wish to point out to residents of Barrie who are in your listenership that there's a statue of Hewlett Bernard on the Lake Simcoe shoreline in Barrie, Ontario. He represented Barrie in the federal parliament of 1867. Thank you very much, Mr. MacDonald, for sharing. And there's another Barrie, but not the one referred to in that message just now. Here is one. Someone saying Happy Tuesday. Calvin in North York, Ontario, Canada. Welcome. Always good to have you on board. We're being alerted to prepare for water lockoffs and low water pressure for about 3 weeks, just in the event your area will be affected by NWC. Not sure if this is a legitimate message, but I've heard it before. So maybe it is, but just in case it isn't, we sow a seed of doubt. Mr. Malcolm, Waltham Park Road in front of Woodpecker Avenue. I think we read this already. Mr. Malcolm, if the NWA don't know about this road, I'm lost for words. Thousands of vehicles drive there every day. That's Horace, otherwise known as Spider. This one came in late yesterday afternoon. Someone saying, good evening, sir. I'm here listening your program, and what I'm here talking about, I just hear you read it, sir. Yes, that road in East Rural St. Andrew, border Portland. We call the road Silver Hill Gap. Sir, it's a shame towards the road. Come on, Miss Juliet, says this person who is nameless. Thank you very much for your message. Here's another one. Teacher, blessed Tuesday to you and Power 106 family on this beautiful sunny day coming from Kojak Country Lifestyle YouTube channel in Bogwalk. All right. Thank you very much for your message and all the very best. And let's go down the line here and see who else. I think we have cleared most, if not all. I think we have cleared all those messages already. So we're going to move on and give you a quick update as far as the Jamaica-Gleaner.com website is concerned. Mother of Shanika Gray, murder accused, testifies. It's one of the stories trending now. Also, licensed firearm holder killed in Old Harbor identified. Lack of jurors hampering St. Catherine's Circuit Court. 3 charged for robbing foreigners in Portland. Haiti ranks 2nd worldwide in prison overpopulation. All constituencies to benefit from Spruce Up Pandikana program. I wonder why. Something rather uncanny about the timing. Also, schools to conduct earthquake safety drills. That's tomorrow, right? Yes. So please encourage the students to participate in the earthquake safety drills. Let's take them seriously. These safety drills, let's take them seriously. We have seen and heard more than and experienced more than enough to know that this matter must be taken seriously. All right, over to you. If it falls to you to be a part of any of these drills. So let's see this story here. We haven't heard of Spruce Up since who was it now? I don't remember who was the relevant minister in that area. But all constituencies to benefit from Spruce Up Pandikana program. And there's a picture of the tourism minister, Edmund Bartlett, accompanied by Executive Director, Tourism Product Development Company, TPD Co. Wade Mars, Chief Executive Officer, Bellevue Hospital, Camille Buchanan, and Member of Parliament for East Kingston and Port Royal, Philip Paulwell, during a tour of the Eastern Kingston Promenade project on January 15 at 71 Winwood Road in Kingston. Under the banner of the Tourism Product Development Company, TPD Co. Limited, the Spruce Up Pandikana program will be targeting areas for revitalization in constituencies. So as we said, the timing in and of itself tells a story. Having said that, quite a number of communities have had some kind of facelift or another, which is perhaps something that should have been done a long time ago to cover up the scars, in a manner of speaking. We have $250 million in the budget for Spruce Up activities in all 63 constituencies. Definitely, it's on now, isn't it? It is happening now. The race is on. The race is on. All right, let's move on and continue with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM. This one says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Re the moving of the boundary in some of the areas in Portmore and making Portmore into a parish. I remember Mr. Warmington was saying the reason why it was being done, and based on what all right, let's come back to that after the break.
This is the rat race. Rat race.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. You pick the winner. Vote in the R.J. Arglino Sports Foundation People's Choice Performance of the Year Award, sponsored by Wysinco. Choose from Sharika Jackson's World Championships 200-meter win. Incredible. Shamar Nicholson's crucial Nations League opening goal to tie the match against Canada in Toronto. Brilliant. Drew Spence's sharpshooter's free kick for the Reggae Girls against Canada. Amazing. Antonio Watson's unexpected gold medal in the 400 meters at the World Championships. Jaw-dropping. Daniel Williams's return to the gold medal position at the World Championships. Awesome. Vote by phone or text on 876-444-2473 or vote online at the R.J. Arglino Sports Foundation website or on the website of any member of the R.J. Arglino Communications Group. Brought to you by CM Group, J. Red Nephew Limited, Wysinco Group, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Main Event Entertainment Group, FYI Consultancy, and the R.J. Arglino Communications Group. Of water, the pool is thirsty, not red.
Asha Ash is joining us. Welcome, Asha Ash. Good afternoon to you too. Just tuning in from London, England, she says. Have a nice day. Same to you, Asha Ash. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. And let's clear some more. Angela, who is not in Toronto, Canada, is in conversation, a running conversation with Paul Miles of the eponymous Paul Miles Foundation, which has contributed so much to the education sector in Jamaica. Hundreds of millions of dollars, not exaggerating, serious money. And this is coming from Jamaicans in the diaspora. No joke, serious business. Inez Ayona Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and viewers. It's another snowy, cold, and rough day for driving. Lord help us. But Friday is not coming soon enough. Paul Miles says, I'm wondering, why are you taking an extended vacation in Jamaica? Do you know why, Dervan? That's Paul Miles asking deliberately for Angela to hear. So Angela can speak for herself, I'm sure. Anyway, she says, Paul Miles, howdy. You're still in Cowell, Canada? And Norman Hines says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Norman Hines. Good to have you on board. Let's go to the phone lines once again, 876-922. Oh, he says, Paul Miles says, no, I'm back in my blue state of America, LOL, planning another trip to Canada soon, hoping to see you. All the best. And right, got it. So let's go to the phone lines, 876-365-3346. David Crosburn is waiting in the wings. Good afternoon, Mr. Crosburn.
Mr. Malcolm, and to you and all your listeners. There's two small topics. I just want to say a huge thanks to Mr. Franklin McNeil for teaching us how to fish, and I'm indeed indebted to him for his vast amount of knowledge that he is dispensing. I was listening to an interview with the new principal at the University of the West Indies. I think I can't recall his name now, but Denzel Williams, I think was his name. And he was making out the point that the University of the West Indies, Mona, has a lot of issues and challenges with the present financial state. And I said to myself, they need another strand of income stream, which is very possible. I'll give you quickly an example that I was looking at. I don't know how many of us are aware that the first sugar factory in Jamaica, not the first, one of the Mona in St. Andrew is one of the locations that has the first sugar factory. About a Spanish, not the first, a Spanish and English sugar factory on the 5,000 acre Mona. You can Google it, and the map of that factory is lodged at the New York Library. And I heard your caller, Mr. Coombs, talk about it all the while, that there's a monument to mark the Indians who work on the monument mosque and the Mona sugar factory in St. Andrew. And I said to myself, how is it they have these valuable things and is struggling financially? Because they need to add value and magnetism to what they have in their hands. The Mona area, not the Mona area, the old St. Andrew area was known as Ligamy, and was one of the most, was the epicenter of the early sugar industry in Jamaica. There were the Mona sugar factory, 2 factories operated there. Then you have Hope, you have Constant Spring, which was an outstanding distillery at Constant Spring, one of the most. They had an early, both column still and pot distillery. I got that information from 1907 history of the African world. They show you the distillery that was operated at Constant Spring. And then you'll have that you have mentioned in your program all the while, the Dallas Castle, where Dallas went to Texas, and also, most importantly, the Greenwich Farm Sugar Estate, where that area is the first area in the world that steam was operated in a manufacturing business. So I'm saying, why are we not? We could start at the Greenwich Estate, put a monument there, hold a conference, an international conference on steam, because the latest on steam is moving away from us. They have now moved to nanotechnology steam, while Jamaica is being left behind. So we could use those opportunities. University could use the opportunity of hosting an international conference on steam and to show persons what was the benefit of the Greenwich Sugar Estate to the global industry. It's so immense. For example, has gone to the Indian historian Noel Deere. When the Greenwich Sugar Factory introduced steam, it cut the production cost. Annual production cost was reduced by 1,000. And if you build a new sugar factory, the cost would reduce by 1,500 pounds. So all these are things that can help our country and solve a lot of our problems. For example, steam, we don't know the value of steam even now. And most of us are saying all the areas are odorful. Steam is the quickest thing to make the odorful areas odor free. And at the UWI, I'm saying to myself, why, for example, why they don't take the initiative and push for the reparation in that the two factories there operated at Mona, and they should take the initiative and push for the reparation. For example, there's no need to lobby England or anywhere. They are not going to put reparation in our hands. We have to take the initiative. And I'll show you one example. When the European Union was being formed, the rest of the nations did not want England to be involved in it. And England stridently and forcefully engage themselves and be part of the European Union. The records are there, they can look and see it. I am saying the university, similarly, the university should present a demand note to the United Nations and say to the United Nations, we have two of the sugar factories, both the Spanish and we have the English sugar factory on this compound. The King of Spain came here in 2009 and the King of Spain apologized in 2009. Therefore, we are not to wait on England. Give Spain a debit note for at least $2 trillion paid over the period 2026 to 2056. Put that towards the university development and apportion that totally to the University of the West Indies developmental over that period and change the whole dynamics. Similarly, I'll finish now. Similarly, they could do the same thing at Seville, both at Seville where they did excavation. And from the time of Mr. Sarah in 1883, he mentioned...
In 1983.
Hello?
In 1983, I think you said 1883.
No, 1983. 1983. Mr. Sarah received the excavation of the Seville sugar factory and said he mentioned the value of it, but we have not done it add any value to it since. It's there and nothing is well. So the University of the West Indies could establish something there. I think on the windward side of the that is the side to the sea where the ruins were excavated. They could do something significant there and incorporate and earn revenues. Similarly, they could in every of the 720 communities in Jamaica.
One moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
The following are the nominees for the R.J. Arglina Sports Foundation Sportsman of the Year 2023. Tajay Gale, the silver medalist at the Diamond League final, and bronze medalist at the World Championships in the long jump. Jaheel Hyde, the gold medalist in the 400-meter hurdles at the Pan American Games. Fraser McConnell, multiple winner of rallycross events in 2023. Hansel Parchment, the silver medalist in the 110-meter hurdles at the World Championships, gold medalist at the Diamond League final, and the fastest man for the event in 2023. Wayne Pinnock, the long jumper with the year's best jump of 8.54 meters, and a silver medalist for the event at the World Championships. You got the horse race, you got the tall race, you got the human race, but this is our
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. David Crosburn has been on. He's about to wrap his thoughts with us right now. Mr. Crosburn.
Yeah, thanks indeed. I surely will wrap up now. Why I'm so passionate? All my four of my 5 daughters were at the University of the West Indies. One time, I knew what parents are going through to pull their children through the university. The first one, the eldest one, were in the Faculty of Medicine. The second one was in the Faculty of Law, and the youngest one, she operates from Ghana. She got her doctorate from the University of Western Kentucky. She was a valedictorian for the international student. When I stand in that congregation and hearing her addressing, it's on Google, you can Google it, and hearing her addressing the 2,500 international students, my head was huge. And I know the value of education. So I'm saying to us, we must use whatever is in our hands and lift up ourselves as a people and cut out this foolishness about hurting each other and destroying. We do not know the potential of the next person. So we all must be our brother's keeper and do whatever we can to lift up the society. Jamaica can become Jamaica pristine. It's all there for us to come together and make Jamaica pristine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the call. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. We're still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Patrick Howell says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. I was laughing when you said that the race is on when you read the spruce up on the corner. This spruce up takes place close to every election. Philip Paulwell and other PNP MPs don't know that this is a political trick to get the youths on the corner votes, DWL. Is there a clause in the Jamaican Constitution to prevent politicians from just getting up overnight and changing the status of a city, such as Portmore, into a parish for their political benefit? There's only one way to find out, Patrick. Pursue it. Do a deep dive and see what you come up with. That would be the power of one at work, one person making a difference, just like one vote. For those people who say, well, they don't need my vote. Like, can't bother with that. And then when decisions are made post-election, people start complaining again. When in fact, some of those people, if not all, had the opportunity to install one who is competent enough to serve in that position and who would go on to or could go on to provide the kind of solutions that are necessary. Thank you for the message. Here's another one. Mr. Malcolm, I'm writing about the Central Highway from St. Elizabeth through Manchester, Clarendon to the north coast of St. Anne. It's a crying shame and disgrace to see the state of the road, sinkholes, craters, and potholes. You mean the brand new road in central Jamaica? You've got to be kidding me. I'll have to see that one to believe it. Definitely. We'll have to see that one. Take a picture, William Harris, and share. Let's see. This one. Mr. Malcolm, you didn't finish reading the text. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Re the moving of the boundary in some of the areas in Portmore and making Portmore a parish. I remember Mr. Warmington saying the reason why it was being done, and based on what he was saying, to my understanding, it was for political reasons. But the PM say not so, and from Mr. Warmington utter those words. I can't remember hearing Warmy on the air again. Maybe the PM racks him up. All right, there's your message, Horace, otherwise known as Spider. We read it. Thank you very much for your message. Let's continue. 876-922-4112-5. Those are the numbers to call. 876-922-4112-5. Who is this now? This looks like Angela and Paul. Angela out of Canada and Paul out of Philadelphia in deep conversation from one to the other. So Paul Miles says, or is it Angela who says it? Oh, I'm here picking Aki. And the conversation continues, no doubt. Conversation continues. To the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. How are you doing, my brother?
I am giving thanks for life. And you?
I'm good so far. Happy New Year, teacher.
Same to you.
Good to talk with you guys. And I'm having a good day so far.
That's good to know.
Yeah. That is true. Teacher, as I did say to you the last time, I'm sorry to curse you the last time on your program. I'm very sorry, teacher. I do apologize for that, okay? I'm really sorry.
That's all right. This is one man who doesn't hold grudges.
Yeah. But me personally, teacher, I don't have no time to have up people. I don't do that. Having up people is not a good thing.
That's right.
If me and a person fall out, then the same day I will talk to them the next day and apologize to them.
A pity we didn't think before we acted, though.
Yeah,
but that's always the thing.
Yeah. Make sure you say this to me on your program one time. You say this to me. Make sure that my hands are clean in the first instance.
So it is.
Yeah. But you are a very, very bright teacher.
You're too kind.
Very bright. Teacher, if you don't mind me asking this question, teacher, if you don't mind me asking, are you a teacher that teaches at a high school, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, well, while I was in sixth form at Calabar, I taught French,
Okay.
and I have been playing my part in the field of education,
Yeah.
in various other ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's good. It's not. It's not everybody can become a teacher. Some people can become a lawyer and a doctor and a police officer.
Well, people can be whatever they want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That is true. That is true. Teacher, I have this discussion with somebody the other day. I was talking about social media with this person. I'm not gonna call the person's name. Teacher, why the world of social media is very dangerous?
Because there are no filters for the most part. There are hardly any filters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because when you go on social media, people say a lot of negative things about people. People tell people that them fat this, that people can say all sorts of things.
Yeah, well, that's a story of life, and
Yeah,
people will always say positive things and or negative things. That's not going to change anytime soon.
yeah,
And
yeah.
as we've said before in this studio, that we perhaps would be sitting in darkness if we didn't have positive charge and negative charge.
That
That's
is
what the
true.
plus and the minus marks on the batteries mean.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. That is serious something, teacher, because last year this was the topic of discussion. People post a photograph on social media with this little boy that have this school bag with dunk on it. How could somebody do that?
A what?
Person write this on the little boy the school bag dunk. How could somebody write that on the
Oh,
school
that.
bag? Yeah,
Well, oh, that died a natural death.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
True.
that's not going
True.
anywhere.
Yeah, people must be careful about what they say about anybody. And people must stop tell people that they are dunce and they are an idiot. They must stop it.
Hopefully they're listening.
Yeah. They must stop it. And some parents must stop saying that to their children. All parents must do if they want to give their children that name, help them with their schoolwork and stop calling them name. Because we as adults and children, we have a voice. We are human beings. We have feelings.
Yes, indeed. We have to be sensitive and appreciative
Yeah,
of the different nuances
yeah,
when it comes on to human beings.
yeah, yeah. And teacher, let us tell you something. You know that when high school teenagers go to school, they receive photographs, naked photographs. You know that type of thing.
Yeah. That is not the kind of behavior that we will ever sanction. That's that behavior is 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 not most inappropriate.
That is true. Whoever send them those photographs, those people must stop it. They must be careful. And especially, you have some people, you see, it's not everybody you can trust. People cannot be trusted these days because we don't know who is who. I don't know who is who. Because you see, a person can go into a person's email.
Well, anything is possible.
And yeah, and especially when you go online like Google and those things, people spread false news and spread rumors and fake news and lies. People must stop it.
And therefore, it behooves you to do your own homework and get the facts. before sharing information. One moment, please.
It's too rude. Contractors, developers, and small builders. Contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high-quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is
3 o'clock.
This message is brought to you by the Jamaica Environment Trust.
We have a right to a healthy environment. And the law so don't break our limit. Anybody who pollute cause big problem. Don't just watch it, they have to do with them.
We need clean air to breathe, good healthy food to eat, grown clean and naturally. We have to take responsibility.
Excessive deforestation, burning garbage, dust and noise creation is an unlawful violation. We have to practice conservation. We have a right to a healthy environment, and the law so don't break our limit. If you have an issue, make a complaint. Let's work together to protect Jamaica. We have a right to a healthy environment, and the law so don't break our limit. We have to do it hard to keep the place clean and take care of our island safe.
We all have a right to a healthy and clean environment. Report any issues to the authorities if you feel your rights have been breached. Call the Jamaica Environment Trust for more information.
Tis the season, and One Spot Media has a special gift for you and your family. Get 30% off our 6-month subscription plan and receive 1 month free special access to Gleaner Premium. Dive into this world of exclusive content and enjoy live TV, live radio, thousands of hours of video on demand, the Gleaner, events, podcasts, and more. Simply log into onespotmedia.com and purchase the 6-month subscription plan. Get in with the joy of the holidays, all in one spot. Offer ends January 31. Conditions apply.
I'm saying, when you think it's peace and safety, a sudden destruction, collective security, for surety,
Hello, are you still there?
Yes, teacher, I'm still there. And you see, teacher, sometimes people can send people death threat messages. Oh gosh, some people threaten to kill people. Oh God.
Well, the key thing is to report it. Any threat at all, just report it. First time. Don't wait.
Yeah?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Don't wait. Once you're threatened, deal with it right away.
Nobody cannot threaten me, teacher. I'm not afraid of anybody. If a person tries to do something like that, I will report them to the authorities, or I'm going to block them.
That's what we suggested.
But me personally, I don't like to listen to negative people. I like to listen to people like yourself. You guys are educators. You guys always spread positive messages.
Well, it's really about looking at the full picture, and not just taking what we like or what we want to hear, but to take the whole narrative apart. Yes.
Okay, that is true. If a person wrote a negative comment about me, I will just ignore the comment or just put a smile on my face, because I don't make anything bothers me. Don't make a thing trouble me. But teacher,
go ahead.
Ever since I started calling on your program year before last year, almost 2 years ago, I have become a changing person. Your program changes my life forever. Your program made me become a different person that I am today.
That's good to know.
Because I am not the person that I used to be. When I was not a caller on your program, I remember I used to get mad and angry with people, but I don't do those things anymore. Your program makes me become a different person. Thank you for creating such a platform for me to express myself, teacher. I respect you as a brother. You are like a brother to me and a father to me and an uncle to me.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah. Take care. Good to talk with you, teacher. You see the person that keeps calling you on WhatsApp, that is me, and you don't see the photograph. I am the person. That's my digital number. I will talk to you next time, teacher.
Okay, thanks for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Are you there? That person got tired of holding. Sorry about that. Let's take another line. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Dervan, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Good. I find you very controversial, and I find you very defensive when people ask you certain questions. But we can agree and we can disagree. And I don't come on your radio to disrespect you or to abuse you. We can agree and disagree. The caller asked you yesterday when is the election. You said it's going to call sometime. What the caller did not ask you is for the date. What the caller was asking you if it is going to stick to what they said in Parliament, if it is February. And you were very defensive. But that is Dervan.
Staying on point.
Yeah, let's move on from that. But I want to say something to you. If the government delay local government election until I don't know much about the law, but if my memory serves me right, if the government delay election until November 10th, then all 50 councils of the Jamaica Labour Party and the 10 councils of the People's National Party will be entitled for pension. We can do the math. They might not tell you, but they will entitle for pension. But if
is something wrong with that?
Eh?
Something wrong with getting a pension?
So why would you want to delay it until November 10th? For the beggar. For the dispossessed.
I don't know that it is being delayed until November 10th. Do you? You're working in the Prime Minister, the office of the Prime Minister, no?
That argument is a non-starter argument. I did not say that. I was making a point to you. Making a point to you and working in the Prime Minister's office is two different conversations. So
no, but you're giving information that could only come from that office.
No. I did not identify myself by working at the Prime Minister's office. I didn't do that. So that's a non-starter argument. So the fact of the matter is that if they go ahead and do that, they will be entitled for pension. But if they call it now, whether they lose or they draw or they win, they can go to Parliament and rubber stamp a legislation and said pension for all 50 members of councillors and plus the 9 from the People's National Party. I don't come and talk nonsense. What I talk is biblical facts. That's what I do.
Biblical facts?
Right? What I do, I talk common sense. What I do, I talk research. What I do, I talk one who studied common current affairs. Right? You can call any lawyer and they will tell you what I'm telling you. I'm not wrong. That's a fact. So let me ask you this question, because you put yourself, you're a commentator, and you put yourself on the line.
Just ask. You don't need to say, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Where do we go from here if that happened? Where do we go from here? Let me get your analysis.
Wherever the decisions of this state takes us.
That's what you said, right?
Wherever the decisions of the state takes us.
No, it's not where the decision of the state takes us. You are a journalist.
The
your talk
state,
show host.
the state,
Right.
the
The
state.
We have a right to get opinion from journalists, from talk show
The
hosts.
state is everybody. The state represents everybody. The state of Jamaica.
So you're excluding yourself. I'm not talking about the state represents everybody. What about yourself? What do you think?
So who am I? Who am I? What are you saying? Who am I? Oh Lord.
I got you there. Now
You got me?
yeah, no,
Or you got yourself?
No. I don't do that. I don't beat my own trumpet. I don't do that.
Okay.
I work with a professional organization, and when I go, I don't beat my own trumpet. I analyze and I cross every T and I dot every I, and I come to the conclusion. I don't beat my, and if I'm right, I don't beat my own trumpet. I don't do that. That's not what Jamaican taught me to be.
You don't beat a trumpet. You play a trumpet.
They taught me to be rational. Let me go back to Mark Burnett's issue. Where is Elaine Davis White? Very respectful trade union. Where is she? She's quiet?
I'm sorry. That question is for me?
Yeah.
No, I don't know of anything other than life happening to her. She has spoken. Well, we heard her a few times last year. We haven't heard her in 2024, but I'm sure.
Where do we go with Mark Barnett saga? And people would want to see Mark Barnett go to jail, and I would say to them,
no, why would you need to go there?
No. I would say to them, no. I would say to them, differ. People would want to see Mark Barnett go under the bus, and I would say, we must be differ. Don't do that. What we must do, I don't know Mark Barnett, but he's a very brilliant man. He's a very smart man. He has an isle in Islam. The fool didn't have any isle in Islam. He has an isle in Islam. We should use Mark Barnett's saga as a teaching moment. And the labor law in Jamaica, to me, is outdated. It needs to change. So that is why we need Ellen Davis White. We need the opposition, because the government is not going to do it, and we need civil society. That if you work for the government, and a future, not the present Mark Barnett, a future Mark Barnett, bring the government into this repute. Not even the beggar, the dispossessed, and the poor must pay for his compensation package. So we need to change the law. Would you agree with me?
Whatever is the existing protocol in relation to these matters, the process should take its course. That's what is supposed to happen.
I'm not talking about the existing. I'm talking about the future Mark Barnett and a future existing. So if I Mac been appointed to statutory board, and I commit rape, thief, whatever, bring the government into this issue.
No, but why do you have to carry it so wide? I'm just wondering.
Because the fact of the matter is that if I don't study a law so much. I was born in Jamaica, but I don't have a Jamaican birth certificate. But I'm a Jamaican citizen. But I'm looking at the laws and understanding certain things, but I don't understand most of it. But take, for instance, if a prime minister from the Commonwealth comes to Jamaica and runs for office, within 3 months, he's entitled for pension and for government benefits and all of these things, etc. Okay? But within that 3 months...
One moment, please.
Yeah. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio show dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelly and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelly and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app. My dad said, oh, what a rat race. Yeah. Rat race. A summer gone, a summer holy gone, a summer guinea gone. In this year rat race. Yeah. Rat race. I'm singing that when the cat's away, the mice will play. Political violence, curiosity, yeah. Don't think about Rasta in your say, Rasta don't work for no CIA. Rat race, rat race, rat race.
Yes, sir. You were saying. Hello?
Yes, sir. So, a man from Canada, from the Commonwealth country, from the Jamaica, and within 3 months he can apply for running as a member of parliament and become Prime Minister of Jamaica. That's what the Constitution allows. But within that 3 months, if we commit, not a President Mark Barnett, a future Mark Barnett behavior, do you know that the taxpayer of Jamaica will have to pay him?
No.
The taxpayer would have to pay him because there is nothing in your present law that says that if a public sector worker bring the organization or the government into dispute, or a member of parliament, and that member of parliament is serving 3 years, going on to retirement, going on to pension, or a prime minister after 30 years, after 3 months, you want to fire him, you have to pay him. So I am saying.
So clearly the process will unfold as it should.
So to plug the loophole in that process, when you appoint people,
you'd have to identify it first.
Yes, and you elect members of parliament or prime minister, they appoint by the governor general, by the majority. And you bring the government into the dispute. The beggar, the dispossessed, the poor should not pay you. You should not go home with 1 red cent. And if you and go further, it's to seize your assets. So when we now heard about Mark Barnett, this is not me. This is the director of prosecution, which I am as a trade leader. Her. She's saying that Mark Barnett owed the NWC $200,000. Who do you think is going to pay that? You think it's Mark Barnett who's going to pay that? Look, this is simple arithmetic. Mark Barnett will never pay a cent. It goes back now to the beggar, the poor, and the dispossessed. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Where are you taking us?
It's to change the law.
And we're changing it too?
Would you agree with me to change the law that when you appoint a government person to government board, a person who holds government office, or you're elected, or you're prime minister, or you're a minister of government, to plug the loophole and to say, no, you can't do this. This is like me working in America. and I'm going to work. I go to work later on.
It looks we're gonna see if we can bring it to a close because we do have others waiting.
Yes, and I go to work later on, and I tell the boss to fix my red roses, and the boss fire me. I will have to get paid.
Well, on you go. Off you go.
Eh?
Off you go.
Okay. Anyway, my brother, we can agree or we can disagree, but life goes on.
No, there's neither. I mean, you were happy to have been able to provide a platform for you to express yourself, and you have done that.
All right, you're very technical, but I understand your position.
Thank you for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, my professor.
Good afternoon.
Dervan, Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
God bless the day that you were born. Where were you born, Dervan? In which parish?
Born at Victoria Jubilee Hospital in the parish of Kingston, just after 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday afternoon?
1975.
You're 75, baby?
Mm-hmm.
And you grow so, and you mature so quickly and get so much experience. Dervan, good afternoon, listeners. Dervan, a group of people have landed in the island on Sunday. They came out, some of them came from Canada and the United States, and they are here to attend Rebel Salute. And a lot of them call me, want to meet me. They have listened to me on the radio.
Mm.
Thank you for that opportunity, Mr. Malcolm.
You're welcome.
There's a lot of substance to this program, and it is reaching out to a lot of people across the world, and they would like to know a lot of us who call this program. Mr. Malcolm, when you're going to arrange a link up for us so that we can meet and greet each other in a formal way and see what each other look like?
That's something that could be arranged.
And you know, you should have a data bank of all your subscribers to see how we can tap into each other's resource and skill sets to see how we can take this movement to the next level, Dervan.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you this, Dervan. Let me tell you this, listeners. You know, one of the main problems that we have in this country, Dervan.
What's that?
Land, the problem of land. Most of us don't know what the value of the land that is under our foot.
True.
What it is really worth. And how we could use it to elevate the next generation.
But of course we have to tidy up our ownership.
Yes,
that's usually where the problem lies.
But because Dervan, I did a survey, a group of us, we are always doing a little personal survey to see how we can tap into our social entrepreneurial skills so that we can build interface with other people and help them to solve problems as social entrepreneurs, you see. And we went up to Millsboro. When you go up into Millsboro, one of the most expensive strata that is up Millsboro, you know who built it? A company named Proven. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And when you go in that strata, the way it is immaculate, you wonder if you are in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at the directors behind that company, Proven, you have a man named Mark Golden, and you have a man named Peter Bunting. So I am saying, Dervan, Mark Golden, as leader of the opposition, he gets $24 million a year for his salary, based on the last salary increase that they get, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's now the highest paid civil servant. If he can
Really?
go into,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because the prime minister didn't get the salary. But the prime minister should get 28 million for his pay, but he don't get the salary. But it is still on the table. So if a future prime minister come in, he can take that 28 million, right? But the point I'm making, Dervan, Mark Golding is the member of parliament for South St. Andrew, which incorporates places like Rima and Arnett Gardens, right? I think with a developer such like that, he could really send some validators, some quantity surveyors into communities like Rima, Arnett Gardens, and value the land and the housing that is down there, and communicate it to his constituents that here you are, the average house in Arnett Garden value 6 million, and the land on which these houses are value X amount of billion, so that the people understand what type of real estate they can leave for their children. What do you think about that?
By all means. Personally.
Yes, because if I personally know that my mother house in Arnett Garden value 8 million, and the land value X amount of million, and she has a land title, all this talk about prosperity, you know, we have to create an equitable society that people in Arnett Gardens and Rima can use their land title and borrow money and use it as collateral for business transactions, just like the man in Middlesbrough.
Mm-hmm.
Why we can't do that, Dervan?
It's we're a little bashful or shy when it comes on to making certain decisions, and
bashful.
I think we see it and feel it and experience it a lot when it comes to financial matters.
And one of the reasons for that is because most of our people is financially illiterate, and I don't owe anybody any apology out there. No apology. Most of us in Jamaica, from Nigel Point to Moran Point, we are financially illiterate. Because, Dervan, you know that Jamaican gunmen, according to police statistics, killed almost 1,400 Jamaicans last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
1,300 and something, right?
Yes.
And when you compare that to Hamas in the Gaza Strip, which they claim killed 1,200 Israeli and 200 foreigners, and you compare the Jamaican gunman to Hamas, you know, so the Jamaican gunman is a disgrace to Hamas. Mm-hmm. Hamas fighters are freedom fighters, but our gunmen, they're really savages in that, Dervan. Yeah. Is that, huh?
Homegrown terrorists.
Homegrown terrorists, Professor. Mm-hmm. So the communities really need to get rid of these gunmen, you know? Because they're holding back a generation, Dervan. Because if you never have so much gunmen all in an Arnett Garden and Rima, don't the land would have more value and the community would be more attractive?
That's how it's supposed to work.
That is why one of the reasons why they call us crab in a barrel culture, Dervan.
Yeah, because of what we see happening when you put the crabs together, put them in a bucket or some other vessel, and well, it's a battle for survival. I mean,
a battle for survival.
You know, trying to get out, and there are others who are trying to get you to stay in.
So you live in Arnett Gardens now, and you want to get out to go to Middlesbrough. So you can't pay the land tax in Middlesbrough. And you would have to have a car to live in Middlesbrough.
One moment, please.
Call violence for your city. Yeah.
Oh.
Rasta in your senses.
All right. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, as usual, for your input. We need to take the break though coming up, and we are going to be having our usual safety speaks. So sorry about that, Neville Carter. We will catch you either later on or tomorrow, depending on how it works out. Thanks for the call.
Collective security.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30. Safety Speaks during both sides of the story is brought to you by Grenell's Driving School, Monadam, Mona Road, Kingston.
Rat race. Rat race. Rat race.
I never thought we would be discussing under the umbrella of Safety Speaks another kind of racing, rat race being the theme song for today. But that does happen on our roadways every single day. People create races on the roads and challenge others. And then bad things happen. Let's talk with Alfonso Grenell of Grenell's Driving School for his perspective on these matters on today's edition of Safety Speaks. Mr. Grenell, Happy New Year to you, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good afternoon to you, Dervan, and to all your listeners. And healthy and Happy New Year to you too, Dervan.
Many happy returns. Thank you very much. Yes, so this business of, and I don't know if you have, well, you surely you have seen it before, where on some of our roadways, I don't want to call any names now, but there are some that come to mind, that people some motorists feel that because it's their vehicle, assuming that it's theirs, so because it's theirs, they can do anything at all they want to do on a public network, a public roadway. And then we get the kind of crashes and collisions that we have seen within the last couple of weeks or so.
You're correct. You're covered, Dervan. Interesting enough, you mentioned the rat race. You know, it's just sad that humans are behaving like rats because we don't belong in a rat race. Because we're not rats, but conduct or behavior on the road, you know, desires some human behavior. And what is happening is that people are doing their own thing.
Yes, I like the way you put it. People are doing their own thing. Mm-hmm.
And not sometimes, let me just put this into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
We're expecting people to be right.
True.
A lot of times when they're not guided, they're not being taught the right behavior.
Mm-hmm.
We expect our children to do the right things when they go out on the road because we would have taught them how to behave.
Mm-hmm.
And we would be disappointed when they do otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to drivers, all we're doing is telling them to behave right.
Yes.
But who have ensured that they have been trained to behave right?
Good question.
And this is where I think Grenell and other relevant groups that are teaching people how to drive is very relevant to what we're trying to curb. There's a level of indiscipline, level of reckless behavior that is resulting in a number of crashes we're having that are taking precious lives and impacting severely the lives of those who are close to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that this year, we're going now 16 days, we're in the 16th day of 2024, that we would sit down and we would contemplate and would really look at our behavior, all of us who use the road, and to see what can we change to make sure I get from point A to point B every day of my sojourn safely.
Yes.
And this means even anticipate what the taximan, the bankman, the busman, and other drivers may do so that I get home to my family and to those who love me safely without an incident. This is going to take a bit of doing. And this is what, if I may say, defensive driving is about. I can't say this enough because it needs to be said. But we need to ensure that everybody that uses our roadway gets some degree of defensive driving under their belt.
Yes.
Let me give you an example, Dervan, and this is not to knock anybody.
Right.
We would put on workshop for defensive driving, and we'd have the politician come. But they have never been in a defensive driving course. So for they're telling people that they need to drive defensively. When you tell people to drive, you don't know about it. You have never participated.
Oh,
You have never stayed for even part of the course. As you finish the opening ceremony, you're gone. And this is not to knock anybody. This is to speak generally. You know, we talk about the preacher, that you need to practice what you preach. We also need to get to a politician and those who lead in talking about road safety. Apart from going to business meetings, need to get the information in their head that they're able to share it with other people, and they can speak without any doubt, like you can speak, Dervan, about defensive driving, because you would have started at least 2 workshop sessions. And I joke not, this is what is needed, and therefore, when they participate, like I invite the Minister of Transport. I know they schedule a busy, you know. But if you're Minister of Transport and you're going to tell people to drive defensively, do you know how to drive defensively? I know most ministers don't need to drive because somebody is driving them. They're super driven. But if you're going to speak to what is needed, you need to know what is involved. I don't know if I'm making sense, Dervan.
You are.
And this is how we're going to see the change. When we say you need to do this because I have done it and I've seen the benefit from this, rather than you need to try defensively, but you don't have a clue what defensive driving is about. It's like I saw ad on the TV the other day. Just telling people that the amber sign means to slow down, and the World Code book is saying it's to stop. So if you're on the television telling people that amber means to slow down when it actually means to stop, who's right? If you're going to do an ad to promote road safety, get the thing right. Don't come on TV and mislead the public that is listening to you.
Oh dear. Yeah.
And this is the challenge that we're having as a nation. We're
working at cross purposes.
Yes. Because the thing is, we just don't seemingly know what is the direction in which to go, and we're not, even if we know, we don't seem to be going in the same direction. And this is one of the things where we actually pushing that this year will be even better than last year as it relates to the number of less people dying on our roadways. We had about 60 plus less in comparison to 2023. But I honestly...
2022?
2023 last year.
Okay.
When we had, in comparison to 2022. Thank you very much, Dervan. You know, so, a matter of fact, we have 60 less deaths when compared with 2022. For 2024, I love that. I think, honestly, if we reduce it by 60 something, then come 2024, we can go below the 400 number.
And you know what I'm sorry to cut you.
No, go ahead.
What I'm seeing as well, a lot of motorists seem to be going hard. Like really, really crazy speeding and going very, very hard, so that when there is a crash or collision, what you get is an explosion.
Indeed. You saw the one with the bus,
Yes, the
and,
tour bus.
yeah.
And yes.
It's imagine your family member being literally burned to death.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, I tell you, I'm still trying to. I just watched that and I quenched Dervan to see that, to know that somebody's in that vehicle, that inferno, that is taking life. And these are preventable.
Yeah.
Because from what I heard, somebody was overtaking a liner vehicle. Why? Again, we are probably expecting people to do the right thing when they're not trained to do the right thing. Let me tell you why. I went to Montego Bay from about October to November to train some tour drivers who drive these coach buses. We did about 50 of them over a particular period. And when we're going to the defensive driving, that's when the guys were saying, well, we've been taking so much risk. We've been taking, Mr. Grenell, thank you, because we didn't realize the risk we were taking in driving the way we were driving. We thought it was good. But you're telling us, no, that's not the way to go. To actually praise that company who decided that all the drivers must be trained in defensive driving. Not just trained, but be certified. One guy didn't get through, so he switched it over the program. But this is the sort of responsible action we need from companies and owners of fleet to ensure that the people are trained, not just wanting to make some money, but making sure that you make your money that by these people transporting people in a safe manner. This is life we're talking about.
That's right.
And we need to see more of that. As a matter of fact, we're seeing a little bit more because there are companies who are calling us, asking us, Mr. Grennan, what can you do for us? As a matter of fact, some company want the drivers to be assessed first because they want to see where they're at, the type of disposition that they have, type of attitude, because we just let people drive and we know it. And then at the end we say, hey, remember that. And we actually highlight the positive, highlight what they're doing right. And then we say, hey, this is not so good. This can get you into trouble. If you continue to do this, it's a matter of time before the bottom will drop out. As full-time people say, every day you carry a bucket go well.
One day the bottom
will drop out. So I'm hoping that even the workshop that we will be having on the 27th of February at the Pegasus, what is the theme this year is Crash No More 2024 Defensive Driving Workshop. We will be having one on the 27th of February. We wish we could have started it in January, but we want to give people adequate time to prepare for this. And so it starts at 8:30 with registration, and at 9 o'clock we will have the opening ceremony, and we're hoping that we'll have some persons with influence to speak, to deliver the keynote address, and hopefully that person will stay a little bit, at least for some of the workshop, so they can get some of the information that they can speak to later on, that they themselves would have participated and derive some of the benefits, even if they don't drive themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And, there's a, of the current affairs program, All Angles. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, as we have this discussion, from which other angle can we come? I mean, after all these years of trying different angles, different positions, different ways of communicating with road users, and come 2024, we're still there.
Devin, I don't think we have explored most of the real angles, because something is like, you can be sprinting, Devin, and you never reach your destination if you're going in the wrong direction.
True. One moment, please. Don't move.
The Gleaner Newspaper Iconic Award is one of the most prestigious awards presented to sports icons annually. Watch TVJ, TVJSN, and One Spot Media on Friday, January 19 at 8:30 p.m. to find out who will be the 11th recipient of this highly prized award. Brought to you by VM Group, J. Rand Nephew Limited, Wisinco Group, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Main Event Entertainment Group, FYI Consultancy, and the RJR Gleaner Communications Group.
Oh, what a rat race. Oh, what a rat race. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We're in the Safety Speaks segment with Alfonso Grenell, Managing Director of Grenell's Driving School and Jamaican defensive driving expert of international repute, and an award-winning defensive driving expert as well. And in terms of other initiatives, he has been recognized right across the world, Alfonso Grenell. So please, you were saying, yes, there are angles and there are angles.
Yes, in the sense that there might be some simple things, because sometimes not rocket science, Dervan.
Yes.
What I've observed as well in Jamaica is a lot of times we're very, very selective as to who we engage in the narrative. In the sense that a lot of times you have practitioners who are well-versed in their respective field.
Mm-hmm.
But these people are not called to the table when things are being planned for whatever reason. But we should put aside pride and whatever else and call people who can contribute to the reduction of crashes so that we can save lives in our country. These are not the stats, these are not just numbers. These are people who is related to people who are left behind to mourn and grieve and the rest of it. And it grieves me when I know, and this is not trying to pat myself on the shoulder, I know I can make a contribution. Because if I'm asked to make a contribution internationally, because I'm a member of the international, what they call it again? International Road Safety Commission, Committee, Awareness Committee. So now I go across the world and participate with people across the globe. I mean, about everywhere. It's a 40-member committee with people all across the world that sat down or sit down, look at things, how we can make the road safer, how we can make defensive driving more practical and applicable to those who use it. However, in my own country, and this, I'm not bemoaning anything now. If I don't remember being asked of late or anything to say, Alfonso, could you contribute? Could you be a part of this meeting? We want to look at something that can help to reduce the number of crashes. Save lives, basically. Reduce injuries. Because I don't know if we put out the ad on the radio is sufficient to say we run a series of ads and people how they should drive. What I've found over with people sitting in a particular forum, look at their own lives and their own vulnerability, and realize that if we take certain action, what are the likely consequences? I found that it has worked. We have enough experience with enough companies in Jamaica, individual and companies. We'll give you an example. Paula Fletcher, she's the executive director of the National Road Safety Council, can bear me out on this one. Her son was having regular crashes. Paula insisted that he attend a defensive driving course. Paula told me afterwards son was telling her how to drive. And I think after almost 20 years, he has not had another crash. If that is not testimony to go by, I don't know what is. Here's a young man who was driving, having crashes regularly, participated in one defensive driving course, and has transformed his driving behavior and attitude, so much so that he knows how to literally point those things to his mother, what not to do and how to do things in order to be safe. And this is what we can do. This is what we are trained to do. This is what we are equipped. I'm actually a master trainer as it relates to defensive driving. And I would love to make more contribution, even if I don't get that, Dervan. When we decided to start the Crash Beat 2023, I sat down and I said, I'm not going to wait for somebody to call me to make a contribution to road safety. I'm going to start something with whatever resource that I have to make sure that I can make a difference. If I can save one Dege life, I can tell you I would have done something to save somebody else the pain and the grief and the rest of the thing and the suffering that goes with the fatal crash. So, I'm just speaking that we need to widen the scope. We need to get more people involved, especially the technocrats. Yes, we need the people who can crunch the figures. We need the people who are the academians. But I can tell you, if you don't get some of the people who are dealing with the thing on the ground level, then we would have not approached it comprehensively. And therefore, we would not look at all angles.
Yes, indeed. So the word to the general listenership, the general members of the public listening, those who are road users in the different categories, what advice can you share at this stage, at the start of relative start of a new year, and with all the hopes and aspirations that we have?
You mentioned one other thing there, Dervan, that people seem to be in a rush going nowhere. We need to start to reduce our speed and follow the recommended speed limit. Because sometimes people might see a straight road and think that, oh, why should I drive 50 and there? But it has a lot of intersecting roads. What if somebody drive from one of those minor roads into the main road? Would you be able to stop in time? Or even if you hit something, based on the speed you're going, that the degree of damage is going to be greater. The likelihood of somebody dying is going to increase. So it means that these speed limits are not just put there for the decoration. They're there to guide the motoring public. Also, the pedestrians, I want to speak to them. Right in Alpha Tree, for example, Dervan, there's a barrier to separate the pedestrians from the motoring public. But most people out there in the road.
Yeah, true. I've seen it.
Well, then look at the light. We have a pedestrian crosswalk there that is controlled by a button. We can press the light changes. But these people don't obey that at all. I was talking to somebody the other day. Why don't we charge them for jaywalking? We can charge them. We have to wait until we have the entire island of these pedestrian crossings. Once the person obeying, they will be disciplined. And we need for them to realize that we're serious and we're concerned about you. But if they can do that and get away with it, why should they stop? If I can walk beside you, Dervan,
yes,
as a police, standing right at the light, and you cannot walk right through it. I mean, I even look for my idea, call you, but no, this is not right. If I can be a police officer on a bike with my helmet, but another bike can follow me without any helmet, and there's nothing done, how are we going to change? Enforcement is crucial. Education is crucial. Somebody will tell you engineering in terms of our road network, how they are built. That is very important as well. And I agree. But if you even guide and we're not enforcing some of the things, it's on the books. It's on the books that motorists are supposed to be using helmets.
pedal cyclists would be using helmets. But how many people are doing this, and is there any consequence? Why should they want to stop? And so even if our head of peace that should come and say something, and the enforcement not taking things apart and writing tickets, in terms of, certain things, we need to really enforce, especially people when the bikers are dying. And we say that in ads and everything, but a bike man can pass a traffic police without any helmet and nothing is done. We just come back and talk about the number of deaths. I don't think it's adequate. So the pedestrians have to be more diligent.
Yes.
And obey the route, how they walk on the road, face the traffic, stay on the sidewalk as much as possible. Pedestrians, motorcyclists and pedal cyclists, wear your helmet. Obey the rules of the road. Motorists.
Sorry, as you stick up in there, as you've just mentioned the pedal cyclists. I notice we have what do you call it now? Like a regeneration of pedal cyclists, children.
Mm-hmm.
These are youngsters who are doing all kinds of stunts while operating their bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so nervous when I see them going in between the vehicles, etc. These are the children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering who gives permission for, I don't know. I mean, can children just go out on the road, take a bicycle and operate?
We have a serious breakdown of discipline at all levels in our society, all levels. And I can tell you the main place is the home. We're talking about the school fix this, the police fix this, the government fix this. If we don't fix the home, every other facet of the society will start to crumble.
Mm-hmm.
Because the home is where it's at. Because that's where the formative years are. And even the road usage. I've seen mothers crossing the road just below the pedestrian crossing. And I said, lady, please, I feel business when we walk across the road.
Mm.
Those are the things. And remember, the child is with you. What do you expect from the child? You're going to use the pedestrian crossing when she's big enough? Definitely not. Because she's trained not to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is education, training, guidance for all levels of the motoring and the road users is crucial right now for us to see the turnaround. And we're like the road safety unit in the Island Traffic Authority is doing a great job going into school and educating children from school. And what I'm hearing, the children are going over and helping their parents, which is marvelous. But we have to sustain that at other levels, especially those who have license already, who need to be trained.
A lot of work still to be done.
Indeed.
We can't afford to give up though. We have to stay.
No. I'm very optimistic, and this is why we have Crash No More 2024.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, we believe that we can do something.
Yes.
We believe that something has been done in 2023. We just need to add to that and sustain it and just keep the momentum going, because we have developed a culture of indiscipline and doing the wrong thing. Sometimes some of us wrong and strong.
Yes.
So if we sustain that, because a lot of times we feel like it takes something to 40 years to take us somewhere. It's not going to take 4 to get us back to where we should be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really hoping that we'll get some support in terms of sponsorship as well for the Crash No More 2024. So I hope somebody's listening who wants to see the change that I would like to see as well and become a part of that.
Yes.
So they can call me at 770-8586. Let us partner. Let us be concerned about Jamaica. Even people in diaspora who want to help, I'm willing to help to work with anybody who's willing to get the message out there. It's not about Grenell. It's about Jamaica.
Amen. At 770-8586. 770-8586. So that's the number. if you need to reach Alfonso Grenell, Managing Director, Grenell's Driving School. We look forward to the next installment of Safety Speaks here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Thanks a lot, Mr. Grenell.
Thank you, Dervan, and something was said that you have encouraged all your listeners to be safe on our roadway.
We hope so too. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Safety Speaks during both sides of the story was brought to you by Grenell's Driving School, Monadam, Mona Road, Kingston.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4:01 on Power 106.
Here is a financial literacy tip from your friends at Power 106 FM. Educate yourself, take charge of your financial future, and read a few basic books on personal finance. It is helpful to develop a basic investment vocabulary. It's also important to understand some basic investment principles, such as risk and reward and asset allocation. Once armed with knowledge, don't let anyone take you off track. Whether a significant other who encourages you to waste money or friends who plan expensive trips and events you can't afford. Research professionals like financial planners, mortgage lenders, or accountants before utilizing their services.
Power 106 FM, built on a solid foundation of innovative ideas and purposeful action by managers, supervisors, administrative and creative staff, salespersons, program assistants and engineers, program hosts and producers, directors and shareholders, advertisers, and the loyalty of our listening public in Jamaica and around the world. Power 106 FM, celebrating 31 years of broadcasting excellence. We thank you for choosing us to serve you for today and for years to come.
Don't take my Rasta in your sensei. Rasta don't work for no CIA. Rat race.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Que hora es en español? Son las 4:03. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:03. 现在几点了？4:03分。3 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Cherry Henry is greeting us online. Good to have you on board, Cherry Henry. Derek Morgan says, greetings and salutations to you, Professor D, and your wonderful listeners. Snow and ice in Philly today. I'm still grateful for the day. I'm happy to be in your class today, says Derek Morgan. You're very kind, Derek Morgan. Thank you very much. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, greeting us as usual. Welcome, Ricardo. Good to have you on board here on both sides of the story. Nicola in Central Jamaica. Good afternoon to you. Trust we find you well. Velta Wilson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Happy to see you. Paul Miles. And he says he's due for an extended Jamaican vacation. And he will oblige after, I don't know who's the you here, but after you have left. Is that for Angela? Oh, well. Thank you very much. Keep those messages coming in. 876-365-3346. And the regular call-in lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Are you there? Hello? That person got tired of holding. Hello? All right, sorry about that. Please feel free to call us back, 876-922-4112-5. And we're also encouraging you to check out this 2024 series, Crash No More 2024 Defensive Driving Workshop on Tuesday, the 27th of February at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, 81 Knutsford Boulevard in New Kingston. The facilitator is, of course, Alfonso Grenell, NSC, DDC, and FIA Road Safety Awards winner. Participatory certificate will be awarded, coffee break and lunch. And the workshop fee, $15,000 per person, 10% discount for companies with 10 or more drivers. And the Grenell's Driving School Crash No More 2024 Defensive Driving Workshop is targeting fleet managers and supervisors, public passenger operators, public passenger vehicle operators, ITA examiners, driving school owners, driving instructors, motorbike drivers, all drivers. And that number from Mr. Grenell, if you need to get in touch with Grenell's, 876-770-8586, 876-770-8586. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Looking forward to your full participation. After all, it is your program, both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Let's see if we can comb through the archives and compare and contrast different happenings down the years or through the years, whichever of the expressions you prefer. Do you remember Alexander Bedward? Does that name mean anything to you? Well, on this day in 1895, the self-proclaimed prophet Alexander Bedward reportedly said, "We are the true people. The white men are hypocrites, robbers, and thieves. They are liars. Hell will be your portion if you do not rise up and crush the white man." As he was leading a march of some 6,000 people down Hope Road, Alexander Bedward was arrested on April 26, 1921. He was found innocent but insane and sent to what was then described as the lunatic asylum, where he died in 1930. And let's go to this one here. A bill is prepared for submission. This is 1941. A bill is prepared for submission to the Legislative Council, which provides drastic punishment for cases involving ganja. Dealing in ganja, that is, possessing, cultivating, selling, or otherwise handling it, will in future be punishable by imprisonment without the option of a fine. According to the memorandum which supports the bill, the consequences of ganja smoking in Jamaica are most serious, and the trade in the drug is so profitable as to make the payment of a fine an inadequate deterrent. I wonder what this Legislative Council would arrive at in 2024 as opposed to 1941. What a difference. What a difference. To the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I am giving thanks for life. And you?
Also, not so good, because we are heading in election time now, nearby the 5 pound, the local one.
Oh,
And,
you're not a fan of elections, or are you?
I am a fan of election when I have to be a fan.
Oh, okay.
We are seeing where the government goes into parliament. As they usually put to operators, pass law that we must lodge our money with institutions, banking institutions. We must not keep our money in millions in our chip at our home. Because if they do so, and if we do so, and they check our home, and we have millions in our chip, then
and if you have $1 million in cash,
yeah, then can or more.
$1 million or more, yes.
Mm-hmm. They can prosecute you.
Yes.
You know what, those operators who draw these laws don't care if the bank lend out that money at 20 and 25% and give you 0.00%, they could have care less. Mm-hmm. And then they have inflation of 7, 8, and 9%. To devalue you and make you become poorer. That is what our operators that are coming to our vote over the years, Dervan. They go in parliament first and they put your money in bank. And when they put your money in bank, the bank you not even 1%. As the last time I hear is 0.0%.
That's right.
1%. Mm-hmm. And lend that money out at 25% or whatever percent they lend it out at. And then inflation on the other hand is 8 and 9%. So these oppressors who go in parliament, who is going to come and look my vote now, what I should do to them, Dervan? Our oppressors again go and pass some law in parliament that all of us have motor vehicle insurance. And when we have the motor vehicle insurance, and the insurance companies take 6 and 5 and 4 and 2 years to settle, they don't care. They don't bid it. That is what our oppressors over the years has done to us. And our oppressors are going to walk to our door now and walk in our community to look our vote. What should we do to our oppressors? That is just a minuscule. That is just a minor, very minor to what our oppressors has been doing to us over the years, everyone.
So what is the plan?
The plan
to deal with the so-called oppressors.
It is evident that they are the oppressors. Because if you force me to put my money in bank, I have my kids at home to put my money in a Dervan.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. It cannot be that as a financial institution, yes, you scale down or whatever else you do, and you tell us that you have the latest technology where you don't need the assistance of a fellow human being, because the machine, you just need to put the machine, follow the instructions on the machine, and you will be all right. Except that that's not the case, because people are still having problems trying to get their business going.
Yeah, and when you put that money in the bank, your money is not secure. You can wake up tomorrow morning and then your money is not there.
Yes.
And the oppressors want you to put, the oppressors pass legislation for you to put your money there. And these oppressors, because we are foolish, we are foolish slaves. These oppressors sit up there and believe that we are foolish slaves. And the foolish slave must go and put the money in bank. And there's no guarantee that his money is safe there, because the foolish slave will wake up tomorrow and his money is not there. And the foolish slave must get 0.01% on his money when this financial institution lend out it at high interest rate. And the foolish slave must cope with 8 and 9% inflation with his money there, to become poor and have nothing. So that our oppressors, these people come into my village, I look on them as my oppressors, I look on these people, why the country is not anywhere near where it should be, Dervan.
Why?
It is because of these incompetent politicians. And these incompetent politicians go in parliament and give themselves a 20% rate for their incompetency. So
hold on a moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15.
The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. Head back to the disgruntled member of the public on these matters. Yes, so go ahead.
The situation that we are in now in this country is the politicians, our holdback and our oppression, and why the country is in the position that it is in. It is because of politicians. Any development that you see in the country is the one that politicians is unable to hinder. They are our hindrance. They are our oppressors. These politicians up there, Dervan. They don't mean us no good. How can you ask me and pass legislation for me to put my money in bank and you don't care about my money when you go in the bank? You don't care if I get a good interest on it. You don't care if my money is secure there. Eh? And you pass legislation in parliament for me to put my money with the incompetent friend them in them bank. And those friends them that are not going short of calling them what I want to call them, that run bank here, Dervan, and I must go and put my money with them, and my money is not safe with them, and my money is, I'm not getting the proper interest on my money to keep above inflation, 0.0%, and then inflation rate is 7 or 8%. Eh?
Yes, they have truly been behaving like our masters as opposed to our servants.
Yes, and then want to walk, election, they want to walk into my community and walk into my village. Eh? Yeah. I can see that the opposition, when they was in government, they closed down the financial institution over the foolishness. I can see they try because they tell these financial institutions, some of them need to be closed again, I was sorry for them when they closed them, now I'm bringing things up. But when I get older, I was younger that time in the 90s, when the meltdown go on with the financial institution. But as I grow older and grow more knowledge, I see why the government at the time has to clamp down on these institutions. Can you imagine, Dervan? You put your money in the bank, your hard-earned money, that you are forced by law to put it in there. I get 0.01%, and the bank make multiple profit and interest, and we make nothing. And they use our money to make millions and give all the pitchers out there. So that imbalance within
one possible solution is to find another source, but then, boy, you don't even know because you'll think that.
When the people pass legislation, they lack you to put your money in there. Suppose they come to my house now and search my check and find 10 or 5,000, 15,000 or 20,000 US dollar in there. What them want to do, Dervan?
Well,
I must go and take my money and put it where it is not secure, and I am not getting interest to balance out with inflation. So I'm going to get poorer and become poor every day while having my money there. Eh? And this legislation is passed to keep me poor. And these people going to walk into my village and my community, ask me and my family to vote. Eh?
What do you think is the way out?
These people are shameless. The Jamaican person, them is very shameless. They have no shame. Right now, I've been waiting for a motor vehicle. Somebody right out my vehicle, run across me in my one way. I'm my one way lane and they come across here. And they will report the matter to them insurance, And I've been waiting from 2022 for a settlement. I can't get a settlement now, Mr. Dervan.
Did you get in touch with the Insurance Association of Jamaica?
I have a lawyer on it.
You have a lawyer, okay.
I have a lawyer on it, and they try to get the court. They try to get the case in the Supreme Court, and I've gone to the lawyer. It is difficult. You get a long date. It is so difficult to get a long date when you go to the Supreme Court, and the Chief Justice come out and brag about how they have 100% clear up on the parish court, and then you don't want to talk about the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court is a slug in the Supreme Court, Dervan. The Supreme Court is a disaster. Why I'm talking about all the clear up on the parish court? We won't be able to talk about the Supreme Court. Eh?
Why Brian Sykes don't come out and talk about the mess in the Supreme Court and you can't get nothing done on the long day in the Supreme Court? In the Supreme Court, he must try and fix. They come out and talk nonsense about parish board.
Yeah,
and then
well,
these people come now go and look your vote, but them do a good job with 300%. And all of the road them in a deplorable condition. And the shameless politicians that come out from and look your vote. You know, see how them shame, then nothing can call the election. Them so shame. You go and walk in pothole. Everybody is pothole razor. And they want to come now, but they want to call the election because the idiot them go out and run and vote for them. Dervan, when this government come in power, you know, this government comes to seatbelt ticket,
but
$500 from seatbelt ticket. You know what? You know one way they come seatbelt ticket. It's $2,500 from 500. This government move seatbelt ticket from. This government again come in with the new traffic act, and the cheapest ticket by new traffic act. Dervan, apart from the seatbelt ticket, then they put out $2,500 from $500. I be a $5,000 and $10,000 ticket. So these oppressors are there. These are our officers having a new traffic act.
What do you? Sorry to hear of your plight, but what do you see as the way out? Is there a way out of all of this?
We are between a rock and a hard place, no Dervan. We are between a rock and a hard place. Because Andrew Holness and him administration don't impress me, you know. Andrew Holness, I support them one time when he just come because and I find out that it's somebody we can't trust. Even if he come with good intention. He must be crocodile around him who encourage him to do otherwise.
We hear you loud and clear, but clearly
Some of the crocodiles them don't want to resign. They want people to push them in parliament, in Pampas. Some of them there stay there, still people are changing them Pampas at parliament. They can't leave.
All right, we don't need to go too low below the belt. Not too low below the belt.
A lot of them come there with wheelchair, they change them Pampas at parliament.
Yeah, but we still have to operate with a level of decorum and dignity.
Yeah. But Dervan, we have it wrong with. We know what these politicians are. Any well-thinking Jamaican know what these people are doing to the public and to
yeah, we can understand your frustration. We hear it. We hear your disgust as well at all that's been happening or not happening. And we are happy that happy perhaps isn't the word, but we're humbled to be able to provide a platform for you to express yourself.
I am in West Central St. James, and West Central St. James is the most intelligent piece in St. James, Mr. Dervan.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
St. James, which one?
West Central St. James is my constituency.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that is...
And West Central St. James is the most intelligent of all the constituency in St. James.
Really? What makes that constituency the most intelligent?
Because West Central St. James can swing to any party. West Central St. James, if they are going to get rid of you, they don't care who is there, they are going to get rid of you. And you know who is the person who you know, which minister is the MP that they put there in West Central St. James?
Who's that?
You know who is it? You know who is the MP there?
Who's that?
Oh? In West Central St. James, you know who she is?
Who's that?
Oh, huh? The minister was saying in charge of constitutional reform.
Mm-hmm.
She's the MP there.
Okay.
Yes, man. And if she believes that she can do any nonsense with the constitutional reform, you know, we want to know, we're waiting to know who is the illicit fixer or not, because me direct my family, because my family have about 30 years voting on Mr. Dervan. And I direct where them vote.
Oh.
Take instruction to me where they can't. They vote.
Really?
My family. Yeah.
I hear you.
And if they believe that they are going to hide the illicit stick, and we are going to vote blindly, not knowing who the illicit stick, they are very crazy people in parliament here.
Well, the people are familiar with the process for the most part, what happens whenever there is an election. So the people will have an opportunity to express themselves in another way, a very significant way, and that is as it relates to governance.
Yeah.
So
We want the government to be mindful that every government, Mr. Dervan, do their survey, and the survey show that, the Jamaican people are forgetful, man. You can't do anything when you're far away from election. You can do all manner of evil when you're far away from election. And when elections draw near, you can just throw some bone to the wind and give them. And if you get all the years that you do them, you throw the years. But let the whole administration be reminded that remember what they're doing COVID. We remember when them tell we set the lockdown and then we have come out to come. But anybody have come out to them telling they have just a charge with 200 and 200,000 and 200,000 to breed COVID. We remember that. And we remember the other day when them give we on the traffic ticket, they give we what them call it. What them call it when they give the break on the traffic ticket, Mr. Dervan.
I know what you're talking. That's amnesty.
Yes. They don't send it to the government, because they want to pressure us more. They don't send us to tax it. When they do, the whole administration send us in front of a judge. And when you go in front of a judge, Mr. Dervan, if a $500 free ticket, it just can't say pay 2,500, pay 3,000. You live up until the discussion of a judge. I can't wait till them call the election to go and put pressure on him. I want to put pressure upon them till I weak between my family between.
So how do you plan to guard against the situation being seen as what's the Jamaican expression? Swap black dog for monkey. How do you plan to avoid that?
You have difficulty to avoid that, but it is better a new man come in and do evil to me than the same man that do it continuously. Me look like a fool. If you have a man for 5 and 10 years, I do evil to you. You better and you keep on keeping there. You better a new man can do a different evil to you.
We hear you.
Until you have one man in there, I do evil. If you have one man in there doing evil, we must get arrogant. You know why the government get arrogant? Because them get too much seat. We must never give a government more than 1 seat above the opposition. We should never. Jamaican people, the chicken it, you should never give a government more than 1 or 2 seats above the opposition. If you give them too many seats, then we get too arrogant and do too many arrogant things. The winning party must have only 1 or 2 seats over the opposition. If you want to solve the problem that you're having with arrogancy of government.
Sounds like you need to be part of the constitutional reform talks.
Yes, do not give them more than 1 or 2 seats. That's your split and balance with power, Mr. Dervan. When Holiness did win the first time by 1 seat, you see him have to swing low and try to please the people. But when he gets so many seats, then get arrogant. Do not draft the constitution that the winning party do not get more than 1 or 2 seats over the opposition. Because anytime you give them too many seats, you get a very arrogant government.
Yeah, well, that's a subject that comes up every year actually, but in particular in election years.
Yeah. So you have a leash on them, Mr. Dervan. When they do have when you don't give them more than 1 or 2 seats over the opposition, you have a leash on them.
Well, we trust that those listening now will perhaps develop a level of fear of the voter in this day and age, that they will check themselves and ensure that they are walking the line or towing the line.
Before we go over, Mr. Dervan, we give a government too much seats. You make them get too arrogant.
Yes. We got you. We have to leave it there for now. Thank you very much for the call.
And thank you very much for your time.
Sure. By the way, if you're still having problems with the motor vehicle insurance, I humbly suggest that you call the Insurance Association of Jamaica and ask for Mr. Orville Johnson. Orville Johnson.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. Rebel Salute celebrates 30, and you're in for a pay-per-view treat. Join OneSpotMedia.com from January 19 to 20 for the live and unlimited coverage of Rebel Salute. Enjoy exhilarating performances by Monster Griffin, Queen Africa, and more. Purchase a season pass ticket for US $40.99 or a day pass for US $25.99 each. Log into OneSpotMedia.com, select the pay-per-view tab, and buy your ticket. You may also download the Watch For Media app and watch on the go. Conditions apply.
This is the rat race. Rat race. Rat race. A summer love summer. A summer boss summer. A summer jack summer. Oh, what a rat race. Yeah. Rat race.
Some of the other messages that have come in, apart from Asha Ash in London, England, wishing us a nice day. She also says, oh no, this one now is from Petro E. Good day, Mr. Malcolm. I haven't tuned into your program in a good couple of years, but happy to see you on YouTube. I subscribed last week. I'll be tuning in once again. Thank you very much, Petro E. We look forward to that. Cheerful Birds, also online using that moniker. Petro E says, this caller seems like he wants to bully and pick a fight all in one. That was the earlier caller, earlier this afternoon. Kareen Campbell says, good day, Mr. Malcolm, viewers and listeners. Petro E says, this sounds like Mr. Carter, the accountant. Petro E says, Mark Golding and Peter Bunting equal proven. Donovan Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Good afternoon, Donovan Campbell. Yvonne Wallace is greeting everyone. Good afternoon to you as well, Yvonne Wallace. And there is a site or a page or a stream called Crime Vlog Weekly. Watching you from London, UK. I just subscribed, says the person behind Crime Vlog Weekly. Thank you very much for sharing. And we should also say hi or bonjour to Martha Laurent. Martha Laurent, ça va? How are you? Good to have you on board. Welcome. Thank you. All right, let's go to our text line, same as the WhatsApp number. We feel the vibrations, so we know the messages are popping up and are coming in. But let's go back to the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
How are you? Happy New Year.
Same to you, Mr. Francis. How are you?
A little pain here and there, but you've got I'm moving around.
Good.
The young one who called a while ago understands his feelings, and I'm having the same problem with Mayberry, with a place that I have some money into. I have a couple million there, and I invest in the United US dollars. But I went there yesterday to see what was happening, and nobody could tell me where my money is, what has happened to my money. Them send money out of the bank. The bank will not get it.
What?
So I plan to have a problem with Mayberry down the road, but I will not emphasize much more than that. But I think like what the young man is saying, that these institutions are now poised to give us problem. It's hard, and I mean, I have $2 million in that place. What the hell they do with the money? What they do with it? Why you can't tell me so well? So much has gone to investment. So they're telling you that the stock market is down, meaning so you're losing money. So this guy, there's a headline in the media today, PH5, stronger law to safeguard against financial fraud. You could look at it later, because it is saying that the country needs protection. And these financial people just go ahead and do what they want to do. And I have a feeling long time to pull the money out of this place. But when they used to
meeting with them. And there is nothing substantial to say where my money gone, where some of it gone, and so on. So I'm calling on Mayberry to wake up, and so the paper today is calling for special auditors to audit this place, regularly, and
they didn't call the name of a specific financial institution, did they? Did they call the name of a specific financial institution in relation to that story?
No, they mentioned a few. They didn't say about 3 or 4 of them that are not living up, but they didn't call their name. But I can't do that because I have investment there,
I understand that. Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Yeah, so I don't know when I'm going to go back to them, but I would like to know what has happened to me $2 million. I'm a poor man and I work hard, and that money comes from a hard source, So I recognize that background, so I'm sorry some people passing don't really want to disturb you. But yes, I think the government should rise up and do something about it. It has been an alarming surge in scams and thefts targeting citizens' hard-earned money kept in financial institutions. This is what the right say. This disheartening.
No, but somebody has to give an account. Whoever has stewardship of the particular unit or institution, or board or otherwise, somebody has to give an account. It can't just go like that.
Well, I don't know. He's a black of that joke, right? But glad to talk with you today, and following up on my institution, maybe to rise up. Look about Jim trying this morning. I'm coming back to what's happening here. So thank you very much, sir, for calling and was listening. And take care of yourself.
Thanks for calling. The circumstances notwithstanding. Sorry to hear of your situation. Hope it is resolved sooner than later.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Donna Kroll says, just to clarify, these selfish, dangerous drivers doing their own thing are not generally people, but they're generally men. Women's car insurance should be reduced, says Donna Kroll. Franklin McDonald says, what's this now? P Prevention Zone, Motorists Guide, Earthquake. Also, Mr. McDonald, as usual, sharing with us. Thank you, Mr. McDonald. We'll do our best to go through. This is a feature on the Prevention Zone, helping you to stay in good hands. And it has to do with earthquake and related matters, like what do you do if an earthquake strikes while you're driving? What of communication, the immediate aftermath, driving after the earthquake, etc. Thank you, Mr. McDonald. All the best. And let's see who else is messaging us. Glenroy Sybil says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Listening to Safety Speaks, I understand it very well. I have to travel daily. SMH, shake my head. It's not pretty with most passenger vehicles on the road. It's very serious, sir, says Glenroy Sybil. Thanks for adding your voice to the subject, Glenroy Sybil. Horace, otherwise known as Spider, says, Mr. Malcolm, it looks like the PM can't find something is missing to start the race for the local government election. I agree with that gentleman. The traffic fines are too high, way too high. But what about those who would argue if you don't break the law, then you have nothing to worry about in terms of the the level of the fines that are brought to bear on these situations. There is that as well. And thank you for your message, Horace, otherwise known as Spider. Ren Mendez has a bit to say. Where do we start? Let's see. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I am convinced that Mac is wasting his talent by staying in the United States. I think with his overwhelming knowledge on everything that moves, he should return to Jamaica and run for the public office. But based on his recent declaration that he does not have a Jamaican birth certificate, perhaps he might not be able to run for office. And another message. Mr. Malcolm, for the life of me, this gentleman complained about the government, speaking about traffic fines. I so wish there would be more enforcement of these laws. My credit card carries 23% interest charge for late payments, but if I pay my bill by the due date, that percentage charge is null and void. I say to all Jamaican people, look at the person in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you doing to improve the current situation? For the betterment of Jamaica, I sincerely hope that this fellow is in the minority. Ren. Thank you very much for your message, Ren. Different strokes for different folks. This one says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. What can we do to change what can we do to charge things back? To charge things back or to change things back? I think maybe you want to say to change things back. Well, that depends on who is leading, meaning under whose leadership is that going to happen? And is that someone who is elected to that position, or is it someone else because somebody steps down? I'm just saying, what to change things back, as you put it, how far back? What's the measurement? What are you looking for? What are you researching and comparing and contrasting? You know, what are the elements in that back space that you want to maintain and keep going, and which part do you want to throw out? It really depends on the individual, doesn't it? Patrick says, Sir Dervan, please give Neville Carter my number or send me his number. I'm a product of Trenchtown and we have some things in common. Patrick. And he goes on to say, Dervan, I must confess that I did my share of fast and bad driving while working at Jamaica Telephone Company in the 80s and mid-90s. Grenell was working at Telephone Company during this period and had to fix so many crashed vehicles. JTC drivers could be, what are you trying to say now? Compatible or comparable or comparative? Not sure what you're trying to say here, but you say JTC drivers, Jamaica, as in Jamaica Telephone Company. My father used to work at Jamaica Telephone Company, by the way. JTC drivers could become, I don't know this word. I think it's a typo. Comparable. I don't think that word exists. But anyway, thank you for your message, Patrick. You might want to check that word. And Raskaba says, very befitting song in the race of the rats. Can't you get someone from the relevant ministers? Hold on, one moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
The following are the nominees for the RGR Gleaner Sports Foundation Sportsman of the Year 2023. Tajay Gale, the silver medalist at the Diamond League final and bronze medalist at the World Championships in the long jump. Jaheel Hyde, the gold medalist in the 400-meter hurdles at the Pan American Games. Fraser McConnell, multiple winner of rallycross events in 2023. Hansel Parchment, the silver medalist in the 110-meter hurdles at the World Championships, gold medalist at the Diamond League final, and the fastest man for the event in 2023. Wayne Pinnock, the long jumper with the year's best jump of 8.54 meters, and a silver medalist for the event at the World Championships.
So here's a message from Raskava. Can't you get someone from the relevant ministers to get some answers that the affected people can't get? Possible take calls for who have the answers. Traffic fines are avoidable. Drive within the Road Traffic Act. Then they can't nyam. They can't nyam no food from you. And that's from Raskava. Raskava, whenever you're ready, if you want to be more precise and sharpen your request, when the matter arises or the subject matter arises, and you are curious to find out more, let us know, and we will do our best to contact the relevant person or persons. How about that? Let's work with that. Okay. Thank you very much for your message. Patrick says, Sir Malcolm, is not about what others would say about breaking the law, but Jamaica is such a corrupt, I think you mean country, because I don't see any other word there. And this corrupt, I think you mean corruption. This corruption trickles down to the police seeking money from motorists, says Patrick. Well, it's one thing between someone seeking it as opposed to you giving it to them. They can seek it, but you maintain your discipline and your regard for law and order and don't take it. This one, sir, where does it start? This one, it's quite a bit. Here we go. Good afternoon, Dervan. The caller said the PM didn't take his increase. He heard that, but he never heard the opposition leader said he just taking 20%, and he never heard what the information minister said, that there is no avenue for the PM to give back his increase. Seemed like his ears only open on one side. Lawrence in Cayman. Driving in Jamaica is something else. It not pretty. Added to the insane driving are the monstrous potholes. Sir, the traffic fine is a joke to the government. These police most times give tickets in error because the system don't allow the public fairly to challenge. Ticket fine mostly target poorer class. Really? The class with many pay the fines right on spot. These traffic fines can't be justified. Well, depends on how far you're ready to go or how deep you dive, if you think about it. Think about it as well with the games of chance that are played in Jamaica. whether you call it cash pot or this or that or whatever. A lot of money is spent on those games of chance. And the government also gets lots of revenue from that. Same thing with the tickets. Government gets revenue, as in the country gets revenue. And if you break the rules of the road, then you are fined. And that's more money coming into the coffers. So that's another connection that we need to remember. Thank you very much, though. Thank you for your messages. And Raskava says, I am a ready victim. I am a ready victim of the banking fraud. Yeah, because I think I remembered you were talking. Was it one of the banks? I don't remember which one that you cited as unable to give an account of something to do with your funds. Yeah, let's look at that one. You could perhaps off air share some more information, and let's see if, when, and how that matter will be resolved. But feel free to share the additional information, and we can make the arrangements to have whichever spokesperson is available to tell us about it. Yes. And Patrick says, Mr. Malcolm, do you have an update on the construction of the Troy Bridge? No, but that's one that we could check on as well. That's an NWA bridge, I believe. I think so. So we can check on that. So we have to check on the Troy Bridge, and we check on Raskava's situation with that financial institution, NCB. All right, we'll see what we find on those two matters. We'll see what we find. Banking fraud on one hand, says Raskava, and on the other hand, it's the Troy Bridge that we need to get an update on. Okay. All right, no problem. Let's put in that reminder, but let's go to the phone lines first, though. 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing, sir?
Giving thanks for life. And you?
Yes. I'm doing the same, man. It's school up here in the western section of the island.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Cool. I'm up by the farm, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Getting some, nice vegetation from the guango trees and stuff. Yes, Mr. Malcolm. The main thing I call you about, Mr. Malcolm, I'm very worried from last year because I'm focusing on safety, both on land, inland, and on the road. Now, if we don't mind, sharp, emergency brought this country to its knees. Careless and recklessness on motorbikes, cars, and trucks. Right? I am begging the government, I am begging the commissioner, send some traffic police out, man, especially on that road from Langhill straight to Ramble. Even one traffic bike, one time a week, makes sense. For the past 25 years, I haven't seen one traffic bike police on that road here. Where they are, Mr. Malcolm?
I wish I could tell you if it is a case that they are around but not visible.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Once upon a time, you could see them, right? And all of a sudden you don't see them again. So I don't know if they leave the job. I can't understand.
What have you heard? Have you checked?
Who am going to check, Mr. Malcolm?
No, what have you heard? What's the reason why you can't see whomever you want to see?
Well, what I heard from some whistleblower, I don't want to divulge that right now because it might have sent some panics. So I'm just begging them if the commissioner of police could send some traffic cop out, man, to the recklessness that is taking place on the road, man. I can't stand it. Send out even one traffic policeman to traverse that corridor. We're paying a lot of money, thousands of dollars I'm paying for taxes in Mr. Malcolm. Every year. Right? And there's nothing I can do without my TCC. Right? So I would love to see a traffic cop traverse that road even one time a week. Even if they're short staff.
Well, give us the name of the road again.
From Long Hill straight to
Long Hill?
Chichester. Yes, main road. Heading to South, straight to Chichester. Or Ramble.
It's not Chichester.
No, man, to Ramble, from Long Hill straight to Ramble. That main road there, that corridor straight road.
No, but you did mention, you said Chichester a while ago.
Well, as far as Ramble, I will be satisfied because I have to traverse the whole of that road 5 times a week.
So you need more light?
Not light, man. I want to see some presence from
the presence of the PSTEP, Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch?
Yes. Okay. And I want Miss Williams, that's the Education Minister, to start traverse from the basic school to the high school, just even one day a month to teach these students, children, about loving themselves.
All right, let's continue that discussion. We're almost out of time. News is coming up at 5 o'clock. Thanks a lot for the call. All the very best. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 16th of January, 2024. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
I'm saying, when you think it's peace and safety, a sudden disruption, collective security, for surety, yeah. Don't forget your history, know your destiny. In the abundance of water, the food is thirsty. Rat race, rat race, rat race, rat race. Oh, it's a disgrace to see the human race in a rat race. Rat race. We got a horse race, we got a dog race, we got a human race. But this is a rat race.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's news at 5.